Okay, so we're going to do more solving equations in fraction form. So let's just review the steps before we do put these practice more problems. Uh, so yeah, we're going to review it. Step one, get rid of the fraction by multiplying all sides by the lowest common denominator. Step two, simplify left and right side by collecting like terms. Use order pairs of operation if needed. Step three, get all the constant and variable on one side. Step four, solve for a variable, check for extraneous solution by plugging answer into original equation. Okay, so these are a little bit more challenging ones. So let's start with example one. Solve each equation, check for extraneous solution. Okay, so on the bottom, we have 1 over x plus 1 over 2 equals 3, or you could think of it as 3 over 1. So we have exactly 1, 2, we have 3 sides, and we got to get rid of the fraction by multiplying by the LCD. So let's look at our numbers on the bottom. We have an x, we have a 2, and we have a 1. They're in the most primest form, meaning they cannot be broken down. So yeah, let's start with x. Do you see anywhere else in the bottom with the base of x? No, so bring that down. What about 2? Do you see anywhere else on the bottom with the base of 2? I don't think so, so bring it down. And then the 1. Put it all together, x times 2 times 1, that you can think of it as 2x, right? So you're going to multiply all 3 sides by 2x. This side, this side, and this side. So what's 2x times 1 over x? Well, the x are the same on the top and bottom, so they cancel. So you're just left with 2. And if you don't believe me, just write it out. 2x times 1 over x. The x's cancel, so you're just left with 2 and 1, or 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, keep on going. 2x times 1 half. 2x times 1 half. Do you see anything that cancels? Yes, I see the 2's because they're the same on the bottom. So you're left with 1 and x, so x. And then 2x times 3 is 6x. Solve for x, so you're going to subtract. We can't check if we can collect like terms before we move things around. 2 plus 1x equals 6x. No, right? You on the left there, this is a constant letter, and then 6x can't really do anything. So let's get all the x's on one side and get all the constant on one side. So move this x to the right by subtracting 1x to both sides. So you get 2 equals to 6x minus 1x, which is 5x. Solve for x. So I'm going to divide this by 5. And you get x equals 2/5. It says to check for extraneous solution. 2/5 is a number of, I don't want to use a fraction because, so I guess 2/5 is also the same thing as 0.4. So I'm going to use the 0.4 because I think it's just going to be easier for checking. So it's 1 over 0.4 plus 1 over 2, and then does that give you 3? Yes, put it all in the calculator, you get 3 equals 3, which is true. Okay, so that is your final answer. X equals to 2/5. Okay, let's move on. Example 2, same direction, solve each equation, check for extraneous solution. Okay, so we have 1 over 1 half plus a minus 2 over a equals a plus 2 over 2a. So you see a lot of a, so don't worry. Same step, multiply all 3 sides by the LCD. So in the bottom, so to find the LCD, you look at the bottom, the denominators. So you have a 2 here, an a here, and a 2a. Okay, so let's start with the base of, or you could think 2a as 2 times a. I don't know if that helps. 2 times a, or a1. So let's look at our base 2. I see a base of 2 here and a base of 2 here, right? So if you have a repeating base, you pick the one with the highest power. They're both to the power of 1, so just bring it down 2 to the 1 or 2. And then let's look at our other base, A, and an A. So you have a repeating base of A, so you pick the one with the highest power. They're both to the power of 1, so that bring it down. So your LCD is 2A. Okay, so we're going to multiply all three sides by 2A. So what's 2A times 1/2? Well, the 2's are the same from top and bottom, so that you're only left with 1 in A, or 1 times A, which is A, plus 2A times A minus 2 over A. That looks a little bit strange, so just write it out. 2A times A minus 2 over A. So what do you see that cancels? Or what do you see that's the same, top and bottom? These A's, right? So you're left with 2 parentheses A minus 2. We could FOIL that out later. Equals. And then 2A times this whole thing. What do you see that's the same top and bottom? So wait, you can write it out if it... What do you see that's the same that's top and bottom? 2A, right? These cancel, so you're just left with A plus 2. Okay, now go ahead and solve for A. So first we gotta check if we can like terms. So on the left side, I do have to FOIL this out. So this is gonna be 2A minus 4 plus 1A. And then on the left, you should collect like terms. So you have 1A plus 2A, which is 3A. And then on the right, you're left with A plus 2. Solve for A. So I have to get all the A's on one side. So subtract 1A, subtract 1A. So 3A minus 1A is 2A minus 4 equals to 2. Solve for A. So I'm going to move the get all the constant on one side. So I'm going to add 4. Add 4. So you get 2A equals to 6. Solve for A. So you're going to divide this by 2. Divide this by 2. You get A equals 3. Now, we should check it. Just because you have the answer doesn't mean it always works. So you're just going to replace A with 3. It'll be 1/2 plus 3 minus 2 over 3. And then it's 3 plus 2 times 2 times 3. So that's 1/2. 3 minus 2 is 1/3. 3 plus 2 is 5. 2 times 3 is 6. What's 1/2 plus, you can use a decimal. 5 6 is, it's about 0.83. 1/2 plus 1/3. Yeah, it's fine to use a decimal. I get 0.83 as well. So the left equals the right. So this concludes that your A value does equal to 3. Okay. Let's move on to example 3. It says solve each equation, check for extraneous. Okay, so on the bottom we have 1/3 minus k plus 3 equals 6k equals 1/3k minus 2k. So this time we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 sides. So we're going to multiply all 4 sides by the LCD, which is, so let's look at our numbers on the bottom. We have 3. 6k, 6 could be broken down as 3 and 2. So 6k can be broken down as 3 times 2 times k. Then you have a 3k here and a 2k. So let's look at our bases. Let's start with the base 3. So you have a base 3 here, a 3, a 3. They're both to the power 1, so just bring that down. right? 3, they have a repeating base, so they're both to the power 1, so bring that down. And then let's look at our we have a base of 2 here and a base of 2 here. They're both to the power of 1, so you pick just bring 2 to the 1. And then the letter K. You have a repeating K here and a repeating K here. You pick the one with the highest power, but since they're both to the power 1, it's just K1. Put it all together, 3 times 2 times K is 6K. Yeah, so, I mean, some people can see automatically that it is 6K, but this is the work, the actual work. How do you find the LCD? So you're gonna multiply everything, all 4 sides by 6K. So on the first part, 6K times 1/3, that is 2K. Minus, so be careful with this minus, you're gonna FOIL out that minus later on. 6K times this, notice that the 6Ks are the same in the top and bottom. So the 6Ks cancel, so you're just left with the numerator, K plus 3. Keep on going, 6K times 3K, 6K, if you get lost, just write it out, 6K over 3K. The K's cancels, and then 6 divided by 3 is 2. Keep on going. Careful, there's a minus. So it's, write it out if you get lost, 6K times K minus 1 over 2K. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, right? 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then what cancels? The K's. And then you're left with K minus 1. So just, let's FOIL that out. So it would be 3K minus 3. So remember, there is a minus right here, so you're going to have to distribute that minus later. Okay. Okay, now let's simplify. Here, let me erase this. I need more space. So let's do some pendas and then collect like terms. So over here, let's distribute this -1. So -1 times K is -K. -1 times 3 is -3. And then you have a 2K here. And then over here, you have a -1. So distribute that. That is -3K. And then -1 times -3 is +3. Okay. Now, before we start moving things around, check for like terms, collect like terms. So it doesn't, on the right side, you can collect 2 and 3, which is 5. And then you have -3K. On the left side, you have 2K minus 1K, which is 1K minus 3. Okay, and then solve for K. So maybe if I can move this -3K to the left by adding 3K. 1K plus 3K is 4K. And then let's get the constant on one side. So I'm going to add 3, add 3. 5 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8. Divide this by 4, divide this by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now let's check it. So plug in 2 in your K. So this is going to be 1/3 minus 3 plus 2 is 5. And then 6 times 2 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. So let's just use fractions. So 1/3 minus 5/12. Go ahead and put that in the calculator. I need an actual number, so that would be -0.08. Now do the right side, 1/6 minus 1/4. That's also negative 0.08. The left does equal to the right, so it's true. This concludes, wait, what's our answer? K equals 2. Okay, so that is our final answer. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do the other 6 examples in the other video. Thank you. Bye-bye.